The story of digital payments is the story of how the world stopped using cash, and it unfolded very differently in different countries. Let's go back to the beginning. In 1980, digital payments barely existed. Credit cards were around, Visa and MasterCard had been operating since the 1970s, but they were slow, required phone authorization, and were only used by the relatively affluent. Most of the world's transactions were cash. In every country on this chart, the value for real-time digital transactions in 1980 was essentially zero. The United Kingdom launched its bankers' automated clearing services system in 1968, and it processed overnight batch payments. Not real-time, but it was a start. The United States was building its card infrastructure throughout the 1980s. By 1990, Americans were making billions of card transactions, but these were processed overnight, not instantly. South Korea built one of the world's most sophisticated banking card networks in the 1990s. By 2000, South Korea had one of the highest card usage rates on the planet. Cash was disappearing faster there than almost anywhere else. Then came the mobile internet, and everything changed. The most dramatic transformation happened in China. WeChat Pay launched in 2013, and Alipay, which had existed since 2004, went truly mobile around the same time. Within 3 years, Chinese cities became almost entirely cashless. Street vendors, wet markets, bicycle repair shops, everyone had a QR code. By 2017, China was processing 18 billion real-time transactions a year. The world had never seen anything like it. Meanwhile, India was building something different. In 2016, the National Payments Corporation of India launched UPI, the Unified Payments Interface. It was open, free, interoperable across all banks, and designed to work on basic smartphones with cheap data. Then in November 2016, India's government demonetized 86% of all currency in circulation overnight. The shock sent hundreds of millions of people scrambling for digital alternatives. UPI was ready. Adoption exploded. From 1.8 billion transactions in 2016 to 10 billion in 2018 to 22 billion in 2019 to 64 billion in 2021. Then in 2020, Brazil launched Pix, its own government-backed real-time payment system. The result was instant and dramatic. Brazil went from 3.5 billion transactions in 2019 to 8 billion in 2020, the year of launch, to 21 billion in 2021 to 29 billion in 2022, growing 78% year-on-year in 2023 to hit 37 billion. Pix became the most successful payment system launch in history. In 2022, India hit 89.5 billion transactions, 46% of all real-time digital payments on Earth, more than Brazil, China, Thailand, and South Korea combined. In 2023, India processed 129.3 billion transactions, more than all of the rest of the world's top 10 countries combined. In 2024, India hit 172 billion UPI transactions alone, with total digital payments reaching 164 billion in real-time category. The United States, despite being the world's largest economy, sits at just 9 billion real-time transactions in 2024. The U.S. relies heavily on cards, checks, and the ACH system, which settles in batches rather than instantly. The FedNow instant payment system launched in 2023, but adoption has been slow. Thailand has quietly built one of Southeast Asia's most impressive payment systems, PromptPay, reaching 18 billion transactions in 2024. Nigeria has become the undisputed digital payments leader in Africa, processing nearly 10 billion transactions in 2024 on the back of its NIBSS instant payment system and the explosion of fintech apps. By 2026, India is on course for 220 billion transactions annually. Brazil approaches 48 billion. The rest of the world is watching India's model and trying to replicate it. The European Union is mandating instant payments across all member states. The United States is pushing FedNow adoption. Singapore's PayNow is linking with India's UPI. The digital payments revolution started with swipe cards in the 1980s. It became a global race in the 2010s. And in 2026, India leads the world by a distance that no other country is close to matching.